and welcome. I'm Lynda Kinkade. This is the International Desk. A historic handshake between US President Barack Obama and Cuban President Raul Castro could lead to a face-to-face meeting on the sidelines of the Summit of the Americas. CNN correspondent Rosa Flores has been covering this from the start, and she joins me now from Panama City. Rosa, it was a very powerful moment when Castro and Obama met, but the first images were not as planned or orchestrated as one might expect.
You're absolutely right. Let me take you behind the scenes. This was actually during an informal lounge of the leaders right before the actual summit inauguration. So imagine you're just in a room with other heads of state and you happen to bump into President Obama and also President Castro. Someone in that room shot that photo, and that, of course, now that photo is viral because, of course, that's what everyone has been waiting for, Lynda.
You wonder where the minders were at that point in time. Now, the two leaders will mingle today. Now, if Obama recommends that Cuba is removed from the list of countries which sponsor terrorism, he'll have to send a report to Congress certifying that Cuba has not supported any international terrorism. Is it likely that that will come up in discussions today?
You know, we have to point out that there is no official bilateral meeting set between both heads of state. However, this is an event where a lot of world leaders meet and greet in the sidelines while these events are going on. And so that's what we're expecting to happen today. And that's how we're expecting President Barack Obama and President Raul Castro to meet and mingle about the terrorism list. Now, we do know that the State Department has recommended to the President of the United States that Cuba be removed from the state sponsors of terrorism list. And we don't know a timeline, Lynda, but it's definitely in the conversation.
And of course, it's been about 4 months since Cuba and the US announced the historic thawing of relations. There's been a lot of interest from tourists and investors alike, but regular flights from the US still haven't started. At this point, has much changed in Cuba?
You know, I think some people will argue that no. Just because there are groups that are discontent with the situation in Cuba. They still say that there are human rights violations going on there. However, business-wise, some things have changed. I'll give you two quick examples. Airbnb now has 1,000 listings in Cuba. That puts money in the hands of the Cubans as people start flying there and start staying in some of those homes. Also, IDT got the contract for telecommunications to connect the U.S. and Cuba. Now, that brings communication and means of for people to communicate, people from Cuba with people not only from the United States, from around the world. So in those ways, I think it's fair to say that things are changing.
Rosa Flores in Panama City, great to talk to you as always. Thank you very much.